My name is Paige. I'm a 35-year-old working at Korikori Company. I started working at this company straight after graduating from college, and now I have the position of training all of the new hires every year. Currently, I'm training Maria, who just started at the company about a week ago, but Maria is a pretty big pain of a person.
This format was really difficult to use, so I changed it into a more efficient format. I think that this will make the work a lot more effective.
What? You changed the format? Without asking? Upon first glance, Maria was a new hire that seemed like she was a great worker. 1 week into starting at the new company, and she's looking for ways to make the work more efficient. She's an amazing new hire, isn't she? Not at all! It would be one thing if she was just doing her own thing while acting like she was good at her job, but everything that she does was a disaster, and that's why it was troublesome. It's not okay to do that without permission. I've asked you many times to please come and discuss with me first. I rushed to check the material, and perhaps she forgot to save the changes because it seemed like it was still salvageable. But things like this happen all the time, and so every day I was on edge, and no matter how many times I tried to correct her, she wouldn't listen at all.
I'm a new hire, and so I have the power to change this company for the better, and I am not going to be scared of my bosses, and I'm going to say my opinion.
Please say that after you've been able to perfect the work that you've been given first. The most simple task of inputting data, Maria wasn't able to do, and she doesn't even know how to save data or to open the correct files, and yet she tries to act like she's the most valuable new hire.
Is it not acceptable for new hires to give their opinions about how to change the company for the better? Is that right, Mr. Kevin?
And in every situation, Maria goes straight to the division manager to get his opinion, but there was a reason behind that. Actually, the division manager is Maria's uncle, and so the division manager introduced Maria to this company, and that's why she was hired. The secret behind her overwhelming confidence is because she thinks that she always has the support of the manager behind her. Also, every single time the manager just mutters, well, and it's not like he defends Maria, but he also doesn't scold her either.
Oh, that reminds me. I have a meeting right now. I'll leave the rest to you, Paige.
Come on, you should at least look after your niece yourself. But my wishes were in vain, and Mr. Kevin would always run away from the scene.
The way that this company works is outdated, so I need to help change stuff. I was hand-selected by this company, so I need to work hard to meet the company's expectations.
No, nobody has any expectations for you, and we didn't select you either. 100% completely and most definitely entered this company through your connections. This is what she's like, and I had my hands full with making sure that she wasn't doing anything ridiculous every day. I was so busy every day that I wish I could switch her out for a cat, because at least a cat also has the option to be cute. A few days later. It had been 1 month since Maria entered the company, and to my disbelief, she did the most outrageous thing. She accidentally sent an invoice with the completely wrong amount of zeros, and she ordered an unmanageable amount. I had only asked her to create the paperwork, and yet she sent out the invoice without confirming with me. Of course, as the person in charge of her training, the responsibility also fell onto me. Maria, how many times do I have to tell you to understand not to do things without permission? This is going to result in a huge loss for the company. I couldn't hold it in anymore, so I raised my voice with her, but her attitude was completely careless.
It's nearly going to be 1 month since I entered this company. It's a waste of time to have to get everything checked by my boss every time. It should be normal to just look through it on the surface and then simplify the work. Seriously, the way this company thinks is so outdated.
You little idiot! Until now, the only way I was able to notice the mistakes and fix them was because I was double-checking her work. Has this woman completely forgotten all the times that I made her fix the mistakes? Double-checking is a key part of the job. Even if it may be work to double-check, it's something that cannot be taken out in order to avoid mistakes. And currently, because you didn't get your work checked, that's why this mistake occurred. So please make sure that you follow the rules.
Huh? But humans are animals that make mistakes. The most important thing is how you use those for the future.
Why are you trying to act cool? Well, then, how are you going to use the mistake for the future? Let's see, how are you going to answer that question?
I'm going to calm down my inner self and go back to work. Everybody makes mistakes. We are all human after all.
Why is she saying that like it's some deep thought? That's not cool at all. It's even more irritating that she thinks that she's saying such good words.
Miss Page, please don't forget that I'm not the same as all the other normal employees.
Trust me, I won't forget. I certainly know that unlike all of the other employees, you can't even do the most basic job. I know that better than anybody. But of course, I couldn't say that out loud, so I kept that to myself. I know that you're still new at this company, and perhaps there are some things that you still don't understand, but you'll be able to learn them little by little, so you don't need to push yourself too much. I did my absolute best to choose kind words to say to her, but then Maria took those words and she decided to laugh at them. And then she threw the most shocking words back at me.
Seriously, you guys always try to act so big. I can't believe my useless boss is trying to give me advice. How lame. I'm gonna tell the division manager and get you fired.
What? What did she just say? I was so shocked that I thought that maybe I misheard her.
I hope you don't forget that I'm the division manager's precious niece. And an average employee like you, it's gonna be easy for me to get you to quit.
What did she say? I can't hold it anymore. I'm going to give it to her straight. That's what I thought. But then, unexpectedly, the CEO appeared.
Whoa there, were you in the middle of something? There's something that I need to talk to you about.
To me? Wait a minute, could it be a promotion?
Obviously not.
No, with Paige. When it's a good time, please come to my office.
Yes, sir. When the CEO disappeared, Maria grinned and said,
Miss Page, you often get called to the CEO's office, don't you?
Well, yeah, there are a lot of reasons for that.
Isn't it bad that you are always getting yelled at that much?
Why are you assuming that I'm getting yelled at?
Aren't you glad that you get to talk to the young, handsome CEO so much? I'm sure that you don't have any opportunities to talk to guys anyway. Oh, but I mean that in a good way.
I really wanted to yell at her, but I didn't want to waste any more time on that woman. I gave her some random work to finish and I headed towards the CEO's office. A few minutes later, after finishing speaking with the CEO, I was shaking with even more anger, and that's because both the division manager and Maria, in order to get me kicked out of the department, apparently filed a report to HR that I was bullying the new hire? Looks like those two really want to get me fired. If this is the case, then I'm going to make sure they both get punished. I took it upon myself to look into both of them all the way to the bottom. And 3 days later, I made sure to set up a meeting with all involved parties. And that's because I discovered a very shocking truth. Well then, I really can't wait for the day of that meeting. 3 days later. It was finally the day of this meeting. Maria was there, and it seemed that she was really looking forward to playing the victim that day. Well then, let's see how this is going to go. At the time of battle, when I tried to go into the meeting room, Maria arrived at the same time. She was grinning from ear to ear, looking as though she thought she had won already.
Even though I warned you not to act so big, you didn't listen to my warning. That's why this is happening. What nerve you have to bully the division manager's niece?
Excuse me? When are you saying that I ever bullied you?
To be honest, it was more that you just got in my way. But they're not gonna fire you over that, so I just want to do my work freely. Even though everybody else treasures me because I'm the division manager's niece. You're the only one that complains to me all the time. And it was getting on my way. Ugh, the most annoying person is going to be gone soon.
We'll see about that. The moment I put my hand on the door to the meeting room, there was a voice that called out my name. And that was the CEO of this company.
Oh, Paige? I want to eat a meatloaf for lunch today. I hope you'll make it a Japanese-style meatloaf full of grated radish. Your food is what always gives me the best energy.
What?
When Maria heard the CEO's words, her eyes opened wide and went round. Hey honey, this is the company, not home.
What?
The CEO, also known as my husband, Henry, seemed to have not noticed the presence of Maria, and he looked like he made a mistake. Because only select number of people in this company know that the CEO and I were married.
Whoa, sorry. What do I do? Now she knows that you and I are married.
No way!
Silly Henry. He definitely did that on purpose. Of course, my husband knew that Maria was trying to get me fired from the company because he's the one that told me about their plan. Of course, he also knew that we were about to have a meeting about it, so he must have come to save me.
If I knew that you were the wife of the CEO, I never would have behaved that way towards you.
What do you mean behave that way? What? No, well...
Well, Henry, there's no need to push. It seems that Maria has filed a complaint with HR that she was being bullied by me, so we have a meeting about it now. I'm sure your sister is about to come now.
Sister?
Oh dear, you didn't know? In the HR department, the CEO's older sister is also working there.
No way! That's not fair at all! The division manager has way too little impact!
Oh dear, who was the one that tried to go about this unfairly in the first place? I thought you were proud to be the division manager's niece.
Ugh!
But don't worry, at this company, they don't care if you're the division manager's niece or the CEO's wife. They'll treat everybody fairly according to protocol.
What?
If Paige is in fact bullying you, then we'll be sure to handle it properly.
When the CEO said that, as I thought, Maria's eyes twinkled.
Really? Well then, I'm gonna say this, but Paige completely rejects all of the new hires' opinions. Even though I'm trying to find solutions to the useless work, she ignores them all. And on top of that, she yells at me and tells me that as a new hire, I have no right to talk back. Sir, please do something about this.
Of course, I had no recollection of ever saying anything like that. But I already knew that Maria was going to boldly play the victim and make things up like this.
Well, that's a problem, isn't it?
Right? If everybody finds out that the CEO's wife was bullying the new hire, it would put your seat as the CEO at risk too, wouldn't it? I think that you should quietly make Paige quit and give me a promotion. And then if you give me $100,000 of a settlement fee to keep my mouth shut, we can pretend like this never happened.
Wow, she was quick to bounce back. I couldn't believe that she was trying to use the fact that I was the CEO's wife and try to get money out of us as well. I was shocked. It seems that Maria really didn't understand how the world works.
In that case, why don't I go ahead and expose Maria's lies? That reminds me, this pen. I'll give it back to you now.
What? Now?
When I gave a certain look to my husband, it seemed he realized that I was planning something.
Thank you.
In this pen, there is a tiny camera that is hidden into it, and so it has clear recordings of the way that I am while I'm at work.
What?
If this camera has footage of me saying and doing those things to you and taking an inappropriate attitude with you, then there will be a need for me to take responsibility. However, if in return, you were showing an inappropriate attitude towards me, or the fact that you were the division manager's niece to try to get me fired, it's probably going to develop into an even bigger problem.
Excuse me? I can't believe that you would use a hidden camera on me. That's a violation of my privacy.
As she said that, Maria grabbed the pen out of my hand and then she threw it onto the ground and stomped it until it fell apart.
What are you doing?
Humph, I'm getting rid of the evidence.
Even if you do that, all of the footage has already been forwarded.
What?
I'm sure the HR department has already confirmed all of the footage.
No way! Does that mean that they're going to know that I was lying? And I was going against Paige? And that I threatened to get her fired? Does that mean they already know about all of that?
There it is. She has confessed.
That's what you were doing to my Paige?
What? Yeah, that's right. Because I didn't know that she was the CEO's wife. So that's not my fault.
Oh, now she's getting pissed off.
And first of all, the fact that you have a hidden camera in the company is a violation of privacy. That's a crime. A crime! That makes my lie seem cute. The fact that the CEO's wife was taking secret footage with the camera is even more of a crime.
That's true. That is, if I really did have a hidden camera on me.
What?
Why don't you take a look at that pen that you just destroyed? Where do you see that kind of material?
No way!
That's right. Of course we didn't have any camera in a pen. I just put a little act to see if Maria might reveal the truth on her own. And because my husband went right along with my little lie, we were able to get the confession that we needed. Oh, by the way, there are security cameras in this office, so I'm sure everybody is watching the footage right now, and that they're all shocked by what you just said. And then Maria started to panic and looked around the room for the security cameras. For the record, we have signs up stating that there are security cameras placed throughout the office, so there's absolutely no problem with that.
The problem that we have is your attitude.
As we were having this conversation, that was when Mr. Kevin appeared.
Oh, sir!
When Maria's hero saw the CEO standing there, he looked shocked.
Hey, what the hell is going on here? You never told me that Paige was the wife of the CEO.
What? Paige is... Nah, we told you that it was a secret, so don't tell everybody about it.
As he said that, my husband was clearly enjoying the state of shock that the two of them were in.
There's no way that I would be able to get her fired easily. You're just a division manager. I can't believe you thought you would be able to easily get me promoted. I'm gonna tell your wife everything. You lying bastard.
Hey, Maria! Wife?
Oh dear. It's probably not good for you to say that yourself, Maria. However, Maria's anger seemed to have gone over the peak, and she wasn't budging on going after the division manager.
Even though you're the one that told me that I don't need to worry about the work itself. You're just a loser man who can't even get a divorce from his wife. Of course, there's no way that you can get your mistress a promotion at work.
That's right. Actually, these two were not an uncle and a niece. When I was looking into their backgrounds, that was the interesting reality that I found out. That is, that the division manager is actually an only child. If he's an only child, there's no way that he would have a niece. And just as I expected, they met somewhere in town at night and they were having an extramarital affair. However, Maria said that she wanted to have a real job, and so he lied to get her a job at this company.
Hey, what are you saying?
Shut up! I'm getting fired anyway, so I'm taking you down with me.
As she yelled that, Maria then turned to the security camera and boldly said,
This guy, even though he has a wife and kids, he lied that his mistress was his niece and then got her a job at his company. He's an outrageous man.
Stop that! You're also the one who tried to threaten Paige and unfairly take her down! You're the villainous woman!
What did you just call me? You're just all talk, saying that I could leave it to you? That's what you are. You're always all talk.
Excuse me? And besides, we did say that we would make you my niece, but you shouldn't have taken such a high stance. If you had just stayed quiet and done your job properly, none of this would have happened!
Wow, what a low-level little argument this is. Alright, stop! Don't you think you should stop trying to put the blame on each other anymore?
Excuse me? Just because you're the CEO's wife, who do you think you are?
That's right! Even though you've been working beneath me this whole time!
Oh dear, I was only saying that for your sake.
What?
There are a lot of people in the gallery right now. I looked over at the gallery of people, starting with HR department, and all of the others who came running over at the commotion. Looks like they were both so heated that they literally couldn't see anything around them.
Since when?
Don't look!
After gathering such a large commotion, Maria and Kevin ran out of the company and they proceeded to quit straight away. However, for damage to property and for slander, I sued Maria afterwards, and I was able to receive a full settlement fee. After causing a commotion with his affair with Maria at the company, the division manager quit the company, and he was divorced by his wife. I heard he was kicked out of his home, and his life is a mess. His ex-wife sued Maria and him for a settlement fee for the affair. In the end, they also fell apart. Neither of them have been able to find jobs, and I heard that they are also really struggling with their lives. For me, because of the incident, everybody found out that I was the CEO's wife, but it didn't change anything, and I am still committed to my work every day. We're so understaffed that I'm super busy. I wish I could borrow even a cat's hands.
Meow.
What? How did you get here?
Aw, it's so cute.
With the sudden appearance of the stray cat, it brought peace to the busy workplace, and after that, I was able to super focus on my work. See, I knew that a cat would be more helpful, right?
Thank you for watching! What kind of crazy people will we get to